guys, so this week's topic for growing our kids is surviving the first year. I survived the first year with each of my children very differently. So with Harry, he was my first child. I didn't know what I was doing. I followed a lot of books that went against my natural instincts, and I didn't find his first year hard. He was a pretty easy baby. He was difficult to feed, but fairly easy as far as everything else. And then Charlie came along, and I had Harry to deal with as well. He was 22 months when Charlie was born, so having that extra little person to be looking after, especially someone like Harry who was so inquisitive and very, very advanced mentally. So Charlie was very, very, very easy. He slept well and he fed well, and I didn't have any trouble with him taking solids, and he was the only one of my children that I had to bottle feed from 10 months on because he weaned himself. I had postnatal depression, and I was smoking fairly heavily, and he didn't like the taste of it, and he just didn't want it anymore. So the reason I had postnatal depression was not the usual, feeling like I was a bad mother or, feeling detached from the children. It was the very fact that I was in the middle of my nursing degree and I didn't want to go back to uni. I didn't want to leave them. I felt like once I left them, I was not a proper person. I don't know, it was weird. I felt detached when I was away from them, not when I was with them. When I was with them, I was fine. When I was away from them and forced back to study, I didn't cope, and I developed postnatal depression. Matilda's first year was a bit of a struggle. Charlie was in preschool. Harry was in preschool for the first 6 months, and then he was in kindergarten, which was easier, but I still had a toddler at home. So, and she was the worst as far as she had a tongue tie, so she didn't feed well. She wanted to feed lying down all the time. She didn't like sleeping for more than 45 minutes at a time for quite a long time before she, settled into a regular routine. I didn't have any major issues with her though, really. And she, by the time she was 12 months old, she was sleeping fine, and she weaned herself at 14 months. So that was fine as far as that goes. And Amelia came when Matilda was 4 years old. No, 5. She was just short of 5. So the first 6 months was Matilda at preschool and the other 2 at big school. And then the second 6 months, Matilda was at kindergarten. So as far as that goes, it was a lot easier to have a baby and 3 older children who were more independent. So there were no nappies to change. They could get food themselves if they needed to. They could go to the bathroom. They can get themselves to bed. But the main things that got me through the 12 months with Amelia and made it a dream 12 months as far as that goes was the 3 main things were breastfeeding, baby wearing, and co-sleeping. Bed sharing for the first 10 months, and then sharing the same room for the next 4 months. I think she moved out of our room at 14 months. So bed sharing made life so much easier, and breastfeeding her as well made life easy. So, and by the 4th child, they pretty much realised that they're not going to. I didn't change the way I was parenting the others at the same time. I just pretty much just strapped her to me, and she came where I went. If I had to go somewhere, she came with me, and it didn't I didn't make it all focused on her. It was more that she became part of our routine. And I think it was a lot easier to do it that way than to make her the sole focus and oh, I can't go anywhere because she has to nap. Because, you know, that's... It takes away the pleasure of parenting. It makes it hard. And I didn't want to do that. So I became more parent focused and I wanted to make life as easy for me as possible and for Mick. So she just fit into what we were doing, and it was great. And breastfeeding is a big part of that. I know it's a hard struggle for a lot of people, and I've been extremely lucky that I've been able to do it so well. And even now, you know, she wants a breastfeed. She has it whenever she wants, and it can calm her down when she's upset. And if I'm busy and I need to do something and she wants it right then I put things down and I do it. Or I pick her up and I put her in the sling and I still do it when I'm still doing whatever I'm doing. So that made life really easy. Yeah, and having the other 3 kids around definitely helped. They could entertain her. If I was in the middle of something that I couldn't put down, they could entertain her for, 5 minutes until I was ready. I can say to Charlie especially, Charlie's my second boy, I can say to him especially, can you sit with her while I, go to the toilet or have a shower? And even now I can say to him, can you watch Amelia while I have a shower? Yeah, so, yep, I think that's about it. And I look forward to seeing what the other girls said. Amelia's my last baby, so I don't need to go through the first 12 months again. But I really love that stage of babyhood. And then I love toddlerhood as well. But that time when they're so dependent on you, and I love that. It's my dream. So that's me, and I'll see you later. Bye.